the Game Freak leaks, I think it might be possible that the reason their games feel so rushed is because they have to spend 30% of their manpower silencing the guy who keeps submitting humans and Pokemon's used to mate over and over again. Okay, we're off to a great start. I wonder who his favorite Pokemon is. Is a Vaporeon. Normal developer. I think it'd be nice if Pokemon could follow behind you. What have you guys been working on? Smile. Okay, so this woman stabbed a bunch of Slackoths in the eyes until one day a Slackoth came out of her vagina. Wait, what? I cannot stress enough that this is absolutely by no means an exaggeration. Theme, original sin based on the current Pokemon world. Oh dear. In the distant past, when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was still blurred. We're off to a bad start. There was a woman and her companions. Every day, they were bored, so they would often catch Slackoth living in the nearby forest. Can we just pull up a Slackoth real fast? Just to give you guys a visual. It's a cute little sloth. For reference, this is what we're talking about. Every day, they were bored. So they would often catch Slackoth living in the nearby forest. They played the cruel games with the captured Slackoth, sometimes killing them for fun, gouging out their eyes, or cutting off their ears. One day, the woman was walking alone in the forest and saw a Slackoth hanging from a tree. She climbed the tree to catch it, but slipped and injured herself. At that moment, a Vigoroth appeared. Should I pull that up too? It's this with bigger. This Vigoroth had a torn ear. The woman, startled, tried to flee, but her injured leg hurt too much, and she couldn't move. The Vigoroth with the torn ear suddenly attacked her when it saw her. The woman lost consciousness. When she awoke, she was in an unfamiliar place. Before her lay a clear lake surrounded by trees, from which many Slackoth and Vigoroth were hanging. All the Pokemon bore wounds somewhere on their bodies, marks left by the woman and her companions. Upon closer inspection, she noticed that some of the Slackoth hanging from the trees were corpses. They were the very Slackoth that the woman and her friends had killed and discarded. The Slackoth were throwing those corpses into the lake. Terrified, the woman tried to run away, but Slacking appeared. This Slacking also had a torn ear. The woman realized that this was the same Vigoroth she had seen earlier, and fear overwhelmed her, causing her to faint once more. When the woman regained consciousness, she found herself at the entrance of the forest near the home, surrounded by her friends. They carried her back to her house. Sometime later, the woman gave birth to a child. But it wasn't a human child, it was a Slackoth. She intended to abandon it, but couldn't bring herself to do so. She stopped meeting her friends and decided to raise the Slackoth. This is true. One day, her friends, concerned about her, visited the area near her home. They found the Slackoth sleeping there, the child of the woman. As they always did, they caught the Slackoth, stabbed it in the chest, and killed it. They took its corpse and headed to the woman, as they always did. They took it to the woman's house. When she saw the slain Slackoth, the woman was overwhelmed with sorrow. She grabbed the Slackoth's body and ran deep into the forest. Her friends, shocked, chased after her. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the surroundings suddenly opened up and they found the clear lake from before. Around the lake were many Slackoth and Vigoroth. The woman stood before the lake, and holding the lifeless body of the Slackoth, she threw herself into the water. Afterwards, the woman's friends began to treat Slackoth as companions, just as she had in her final moments. That was a lot. Like, if this was fan fiction, it would have been, like, really fucking weird. You're telling me a dev wrote this? What were they even proposing this for? What gameplay mechanic or lore element would make reference to this? What design prints? I don't. There's more. Theme? Humans hunting Pokemon, Native American ecology philosophy. Wait. In the past, when the boundary between humans and Pokemon was blurred, is this the same guy? He began the exact same way. There was a grassy plain and a large lake at the foot of a mountain. Two men lived on the west and east side of the lake. The two men lived by hunting Pokemon. The man living in the west was not particularly skilled, but he strictly followed the hunting rules. The man living in the east was a skilled hunter, but often neglected the rules. Okay, different approaches. One day, the man from the west went out to hunt and save a Rapidash. Saw a Rapidash on the plain. Its lush mane shone beautifully in the sunlight. As the man from the west readied his bow, the Rapidash spoke.
We have children now. If I die, there will be none of us left in this plain.
The man from the west lowered his bow and said,
Then I will not kill you. However, I desire your beautiful mane, so I ask you to become my wife.
The Rapidash became the wife of the man from the west. What the fuck? After about 2 months, when Panita began to appear on the plains, the man from the west was riding on the back of his wife, the Rapidash, running across the plain. Eventually, they reached a place where many Rapidash and Panita were resting. The wife said,
They are my husbands. If you need, you may hunt them. If you treat them with care, they will not die. However, do not kill the female Rapidash or the Panita. The female Rapidash are my sisters, and the Panita are my children. That means the female Rapidash are your sisters-in-law, and the Panita are like your children.
A few days later, the man from the east went out hunting. When he reached the plains, he found a Panita. He immediately shot an arrow and killed it. As he continued looking for more prey, he encountered a Rapidash. It was a female Rapidash. The Rapidash tried to say something, but the man from the east ignored it and shot his arrow. He then cut off the mane of the Rapidash he had killed, and proud of the beautiful mane, decided to show it off to the man from the west. He trapped the mane around his head, and headed home. Eventually, tired of walking, the man from the east decided to rest under a large tree by the lake. As the man from the west and his wife, the Rapidash, walked along the lake shore, they saw a glimpse of the Rapidash mane under the shadow of the big tree. He is male.
He is male. He has no children. So if you need, you may hunt him,
said the wife. I wonder if she knew. With that, the man shot an arrow at the Rapidash. When he approached the prey, he found the man from the east lying there, wrapped in the Rapidash mane. Take this mane with you, and when you hunt...
Take this mane back with you, and when you hunt Rapidash, follow the rules I have told you.
No, that was her.
With those words, the Rapidash said farewell to the man from the west and returned to the plains. Okay. Was this dude, like, taking drugs and just browsing Pokemon 34? There's another one? Here's literally a story about Typhlosion kidnapping a girl, gaslighting her, and then making her give birth to a half-human, half-Pokemon shot. Let me guess, were the lines blurry? Oh, this is impossible to read. Ew. A long time ago when the boundary between Pokemon and humans was it's the same fucking dude. Once upon a time, there was a village. One day, a girl from the village went to the mountains to collect firewood. The girl found some dry, dead trees deep in the mountains, so she went deeper and deeper. When she woke up, a lot of women just fainting in these stories, very conveniently. When she woke up, the sun was setting and the girl had lost her way. There was Takufu droppings all over the place. I actually know this Pokemon, is that new? Which made the girl feel uneasy. Then a man was seen washing up on the other side of the forest. Oh, like washing up. I figured like washing up from the beach. The man's face was unlike any other man in the village, but he was very handsome. The man said,
"You must be lost. I know the way down the mountain, but it will be midnight if you follow my footsteps. I'll bring you back tomorrow morning, so why don't you stay and rest at my place tonight?"
The girl had no choice but to do as the man said. The man took the girl's hand and started walking. As the sun was setting, we came to a large cave.
"This is my house. You must be hungry. Wait for me."
Saying this, the man went out of the cave. A short time after the man left, a red light appeared in the distance on the mountain, and the sound of trees swaying could be heard. I'm gonna move my chat. This is important for prosperity. "After I eat this, I'm going to sleep. Even if you wake up before me, don't look at me." When the girl woke up the next morning, the man was still asleep. The girl kept her promise to the man and continued to wait, but eventually fell asleep again. The girl was woken up with a man's voice. When she looked outside, the sun was already setting. "Let's eat some green fruit today." Wait for me. The writing is really something else. I love green fruit. And with that, he went out of the cave. A short time after the man left, a red light appeared in the distance on the mountain, and the sound of trees swaying could be heard. When the sun had completely set, the man returned home bearing a large load of green nuts. The man said, "After I eat this, I'm going to sleep. Even if you wake up before me, don't look at me." The girl said that she wanted to go home quickly because her family was worried about her. The man yawned loudly and smacked the girl on the head. The girl then completely forgot about her family and her home. Then they both ate the green fruit and fell asleep. All right. It's that easy. Bonk. The next day, the two of them woke up as the sun was setting. The man went to gather nuts, and the two of them ate them and went back to sleep. Holy mo. As life continued like this, the girl eventually realized that the man was Bakufun. I have no idea what the Bakufun. I have no idea. What? That's what he's called. That's the Japanese name. Okay. Oh, yeah. Wait, where am I? Ah! As winter approached, Bakufun dug deep into the cave and said to the girl, "Go and gather some firewood. Break off the top branches of the tallest trees you can find." The girl tried to do as Bakufun said, but she was... You spelled it differently all 3 times so far. How does that even happen? But she was afraid of tall trees, so she could only climb low ones. After collecting some branches and returning home, Bakun, 4th spelling, said, "No, we have to be on a higher branch or else the humans will see us. Please give me a 5th one." As the snow began to fall, the two of them slept in the depth of the deepening hole. There was plenty of food. I woke up every now and then to eat and then to sleep again. His fanfiction POV is bleeding through here. This man wants to fuck a Bakun. One day, the girl woke up to find a child in her arms. After several days and nights had passed, the girl woke up Bakuhun and said, damn, I think that might be the same as this. Bummer. Your father is looking for you, but you're my wife, and I can't give you back. I have to fight him. The girl said, please stop. Please don't kill my father. How can I live with you after killing my family? You're a good person. So let's stay here and sleep. Okay, I'll sleep here. The man nodded. The next night, Bakuhun woke up the girl and said, your father is nearby. Go look outside. When the girl went outside, a snowstorm was blowing around her. She climbed a low tree and broke its branch. When they returned to the cave, Bakufu, that's new I think, so 5, was singing a song they had never heard before. He hadn't heard it either. It's new to him too. You have broken the branch. Your father will be here soon. Now I'm going to do something bad to your father. If you kill me, you can have my eyes, my voice, and my heart. Then I want you to build a fire where I was killed and let it burn. And I want you to sing this song until it burns out. The girl said, please stop. You're going to kill my father. Please stop. Let yourself be killed. Goodbye. We'll never meet again. There's really some highbrow writing here. With that said, Bakufun went outside. After a while, a loud noise was heard and the girl peeked outside. Then it was revealed that the girl's father had killed Bakufum. 6! 6 spellings. The girl ran outside and told her father, your father killed your son. Huh? Your father killed your son. I have lived with him until now. He is my husband. Please give me your husband's eyes, heart, and voice, Bakun. There must be some translation errors here. The girl built a fire at the place where Bakufun had been killed and poured her eyes, heart, and voice into the flames. And while I was burning out, I sang the song I learned from Bakufun. And this is just... The girl's father built a hut on the outskirts of the village and put the girl and the child in it. Eventually spring came. The young men in the village often teased and abused the girl and her child. It got worse day by day, and by some point they tried to cover it with the fur of a Tyrannosaurus Rex! Did we just get confirmation that Pokemon and dinosaurs are part of the same universe? The girl returned home and complained to her parents. Tell the villagers not to make fun of us. If we wear those skins, we'll surely turn into Bakufuns. Even now, I'm half dead. Even though my parents tried to explain it, the people in the village would not listen. On the contrary, he became even more amused and covered the girl and child with Tyrannosaurus furs. The girl and the child then howled loudly, "Oh!" and disappeared into the depths of the forest. The two never returned. That's how people found out. Bakufun is half human. Yeah, having the name Game Freaks really makes more sense day by day, doesn't it? There's a follow-up to this. Oh my goodness.
Hey, you know they got your mans. They got your mans on sex assault charges. Yeah, the nigga you be hanging with. The nigga you be hanging with.
Oh no. Wait, that's perfect.
Hey, you know they got your mans. They got your mans on sex assault charges. Yeah, the nigga you be hanging with. The nigga you be hanging with.
Damn. Maybe that they should stop trying to putting fucking Pokemon into the lore. That's just my opinion, though. Might be controversial. But then again, it was early and the boundary was blurred. Ditto makes a whole lot. Don't Google Ditto Rule 34.